Okay, so here I am. I've been a bad podcast host this past weekend and deliberately made the decision to not record in favor of life and things that I needed to get done. So now here I am. I'm driving. I'm 2.5 hours away from my destination for work today, and it may be noisy as I'll get out, and this may not make it to post. But here I am. I'm yours for the next 20 to 30 minutes of jibber jabber, yammering, etc. I'm going to get into a few things, I think, assuming I remember everything as I'm moving along. But, things like work and exercise and whatever, I don't know. And emotions, feelings. Oh, I got a good one for you on that one, guys. Oh, boy. Um, so strap in, buckle in, get your favorite cocktail, evening libation. Is that the right word? I don't know. I don't know why I try to use words I don't normally use when I'm on the podcast here. I think you all are very kind in affording me the luxury of making a fool of myself. So yeah, whatever. It's Monday, July 12th, 2021, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Phew. So, a lot has gone on since the last episode, and a couple good things have gone on. I got some new messages from new listeners, a couple nice fellows from New Zealand and Africa, and I am blanking right now on where Kev, my friend, is in Africa, because I'm an American and I'm not geography smart when it comes to places like other continents. um, so for that, I apologize. But it was nice to hear from these two gentlemen. In a weird, bittersweet nice, right? Because I'm hearing from them because they listened to this podcast, and they listen to this podcast because they are struggling. So it's nice to hear from people and reach out and be able to communicate back and all that. But on the other hand, it's like, darn it, why couldn't we have met on the basketball courts at the local playground or something, right? I mean, better circumstances for both of us. Wouldn't that be lovely? But this is the life we have. So I'm glad they reached out. I hope to hear from more of you as time goes on, because it's nice to communicate. It's nice to just whatever. I don't know. It's like 5 a.m. and I'm tired. So what's been going on? So the work thing has been moving along. And I have all but made the decision, and I'm probably going to take action on this decision today, that this role of which I am doing this training for is not a role that I wish to pursue. And I was, like 2080 in favor of the position when this all started, and I thought, well, I'll do it. I'll do the training because I will learn more and I will increase my skills and knowledge and whatnot. And day 2 of the meat of training, right? Which I'll get into a little bit, but I don't want to bore. I don't want this to be a JP's business podcast, right? But basically it comes down to the chore, the role that I was given immediately was to chase down reps in the area and get them to schedule jobs that they did not have scheduled and that are becoming past due or are past due. And like all of my shortcomings, all of my insecurities, all of my perceived or actual inabilities came to the fore, and I just hated myself, completely hated myself, making these phone calls to people and having to question people. And I didn't, so I mean, it gets deeper than, there's again, whatever. So there's full-timers, part-timers, and the full-timers, I'm like, hey, look, you don't have 40 hours scheduled this week and whatever, and what's the deal? But then there's part-timers, and part-timers are part-timers, right? They're part-timers because they have other things going on, or we told them, hey, we do not have full-time potential for you. We need a part-timer. So when I look at their schedule and they have Thursday and Friday off, well, yeah, of course they do, right? They're part-time, and we afford them the luxury of creating their own schedule for 95% of the work that they have to do, and whatever. And I just feel like I'm intruding in their lives, and we get into the whole avoidant personality thing, and having to, if I question you, then you hate me, and if I question you and you have an answer, then I don't know what to say, and I am lesser than you, and blah 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 blah, and just whatever. And so I went and talked with Nora, and I was practically in tears, right? Me, emotionless guy, maybe not emotionless, but in some cases emotionless, but I knew I was in the midst of big negative emotions and feelings and thought processes and whatever, and she's talking me through it, and we're talking what it means to be a manager, and I get all that, I do, I know it, and I I don't know. So I'm already feeling a little bit down about the job, but I composed myself, and okay, I'll get back to it. And I went and had a couple more phone calls, and they went pretty well. And I mean, people are good, right? So it's not like these people are Beavis and Butthead. I don't know, how's that? Does it age me? That ages me quite a bit, right? Like disrespectful and don't want to do anything and whatever. But yeah, and then I started thinking about conversations that I had, and then I had a phone call with a senior manager with the company, and I was listening to what she was saying, and listening to my trainer, and listening to the folks who are established in this managerial role, in different areas of the country. And the phrase is to a man, but that's sexist now, right? But to a man, they all had nothing neutral to say about the job. Everything they said was bad, right? From it's all consuming to it's overwhelming to it's hell to every day is a struggle to one gentleman who had the job and has moved on to a different role said that I hated the job. And I'm oh my gosh, okay. And then I start thinking about the role itself and the tools that I have, and I'm dismayed because I'm in this position to do this work, and I don't have all the tools that I should have to do it, and there seems to be no movement to get me the tools. And then I look at the tools, and I think even if I had them, we're talking like early 2000s technology tools to manage people, and it's just and I try to fast forward and say, okay, if 3 months from now doing this job, and and then we get into like after hours and weekend phone calls from reps and stuff, and I get that it's a support role, and like I'm at the movies with my girls last night, and I get a phone call from a rep who has questions, and like, it's retail, and I get it, and whatever. I mean, I won't bother people on the weekends, but whatever, I get it. And I just don't think that that's a model, a life model that I want to pursue right now, that is healthy for me to pursue right now. I mean, I go to bed thinking about work. I wake up thinking about work. I think about work. And I know that's me. That's the way I've always been when I've had positions of authority, positions, elevated positions, where I have subordinates and I have additional roles that aren't just go in, move this pile of beans to that pile of beans, and at the end of the day you can, whatever, look back and say, hey, I did this today and I've closed the day and I can start fresh tomorrow. Like, and I don't know, I mean, I feel like I'm struggling with understanding what is actual and what is just fear and what is discomfort. And I just don't know. And I fight with, well, how do I, if I'm right, and I'm mostly sure I'm right, like, how long do I let the company invest time and energy into me just for me to say, hey, you know what, I don't want to do it? Like, that doesn't seem fair. And I will not feel good about myself in that situation. So I don't know. I mean, so within a week, this job has turned me into a blubbering mess of indecision and further level of self-doubt and self-hate and whatever. And I don't know. I want to make the right decision. I want to do what's best for me, but I also don't want to sissy out, right? Like, I don't want to give up on this because I'm afraid, right? I want to make the right decision, and it's hard, right? I'm really good. I've spent years and years and years at rationalizing things away and protecting myself. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If I spend the rest of my life in this role, is that okay? And I talked with Nora, and she's like, well, I asked her, I said, well, if I make this decision, which I think I'm going to, is that going to be disappointing to you, right? Because that's important to me. And, because there's lots of factors, right? I mean, she's the major breadwinner, and, taking on this role would afford us more money. Not that we necessarily need it, but there's kids getting ready to go to college, and there's, stuff and bills and life, right? And she's like, the only thing I would be disappointed in is that I think that you're capable of doing more, and I want you to see that you're capable of doing more. And fine, whatever, right? Like, okay, I get whatever. I think I'm blowing her off, but I get that. But Like, I don't know that I'm capable of doing more. Sometimes I think I am. And one thing that this is like put into perspective though is like I look at this job I'm doing, well, part-time now, and I was doing full-time before, and that's a whole nother thing about this job that I'm not digging. Is that like I have accepted that I was I'm hedging my bets on this even, but I've accepted that I was above average at this role and was liked and was respected even. And it's not, I mean, it's not like I'm a well-respected brain surgeon, right? It's nothing like that, but whatever. So I don't know. So I'm on this long drive today and doing work. I'm back in the field because the company did not make the necessary adjustments to cover the areas that I was covering. And so now instead of training, I am doing and whatever. So I've got lots of time, and I'm going to have like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours of drive time. And I think I'm going to call my senior manager today and say, hey, this is the story. This role is not going to be for me. And I would like to go back to the field, but if you need me, whatever the company needs me to do for the short term to make this transition back or whatever, then that's what I would like to do. And like I've even thought, like, what if they say no, you know what, we lied to you and you're stuck here now. Like I would look for another job. I'd be devastated, but I would look for another job. And part of me, I'm already thinking maybe I look for another job that holds, with a company that holds more responsibility, more whatever, a step up the ladder or something. Like, I don't know. Blah 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 blah. I've yammered on for a little bit here now. So there's that. So the exercise thing is kind of half and half good right now. I didn't. This new role didn't really afford me weekday exercise, but I went out this weekend and it went well. And body parts still hurt, but some hurt more, some hurt less. But I'm still trying to move forward with that. What else did I say I was going to tell you guys about? You can see this. This is why another reason I'm a bad podcast host, because I don't remember the things I want to say. So, yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. I mean, so the big news, the big takeaway is that JP has experienced emotion strongly in the past week. And per my previous feelings, they were negative. So I don't think that's uncommon that the bad feelings are stronger, or at least more recognizable than the good feelings, right? That's not uncommon, I think. But I don't know. It was funny that I was thinking, like, maybe I talked about this. I don't know. Like, how do I know when my medication is no longer needed? Right. And there's a sincere question I had. I didn't have plans. I'm not like anti-medication, and I'm not wanting to get off them necessarily. Although I think like some possible side effects that I'm dealing with them would be nice to drop. But, and then this whole week has been like, you know what? I think they've been kind of keeping me in check and good, but I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know. What else has been going on? Not a lot. I've tried to be a little more proactive in reaching out to established friends, and for good or for bad. I think Dave got more of an earful about my woes than maybe he wanted, but yeah, yeah, he's a big boy. He can handle it, right? um, and that's what I got right now. Everybody is healthy and well, and so I've still got that. At least I've got my health, my physical health. That is, haha. um, I don't know. Sorry, traffic is picking up a little bit, so I'm a distracted driver now. Um, so, so I'm soon to have all my kids as drivers. I'm old. I'm old. My youngest did her behind the wheel training, and we were out driving in the neighborhood this week, and she's going to get her permit in a few weeks, and my 17-year-old should be getting her license on that same day. And I guess if nothing else, I'm successful at keeping kids alive and capable of doing things. So there's that. How's that for a watered down self-compliment? So yeah, you know what? That's going to be it. I feel like I haven't accomplished anything, and I haven't talked about anything, but yet 20 minutes have gone by. So reach out to me, Jamolki, all over the internet. JAMOALKI 248-648-1419 for texting, or +1 248-648-1419 on WhatsApp, which is where my new buddy in Africa got a hold of me. So exciting. And let me know how you're doing. Let me know something good. Let me know something bad. Let me know whatever's on your mind. Sharing is whatever that sharing halves the weight or something like that, right? Whatever. There's some saying, and it's true. Just sometimes even just typing something out and hitting send has therapeutic value to it. Like I am putting to word what is going on inside me, and it's like having a diary at some point, right? Like whatever. I'm yammering. I don't know. So everybody, thank you so very much for taking time today to listen to the show. I hope that you all are doing as well as you can be. I hope today is a little better than yesterday and not quite as good as tomorrow for you. And hopefully the sound quality is decent enough that that I can put this out. But thanks, everybody. Be safe and be well.